Hello! Today I have a new guest with me on the channel. This is my child, Perla.
Oh God, alright.
I have told that story before.
Hola!
Welcome to the channel. Basically, we both have a fair amount of experience in the dating scene in Japan.
Yeah.
We've definitely complained a lot to each other about our experiences. So I thought it'd be fun to make like a little video talking about the problems that we have dating as a foreigner in Japan. A couple things before we get into it are, we're not just assuming or guessing these things. The points are basically, they're based on our own personal experiences. Also, I posted on Instagram a while ago for people to like let me know their issues, so I've taken them into consideration as well. So we've got problems from people of a wide range of backgrounds, different sexual identities, different genders, different cultural backgrounds. Obviously, nothing we say we mean is like applying to all Japanese people. And I think the last one, these aren't necessarily all problems for everybody. Maybe what's a problem for us isn't a problem for you, and also depending where you are in Japan, your situation can be wildly different. Do you have anything else you want to add before we get into it, or are you good?
Yeah, I guess for me, kind of going back to what Jakub was saying, like I'll be bringing up my personal experience and then maybe mixing in with a few things that other people have said. So once again, it's not the same for everybody, but so far this is what I've experienced and close friends of mine here.
We came up with like 5 sort of main general points, so we'll just kind of discuss those. And yeah, so the first thing we put is that we find a lot of Japanese people hide their intentions.
Especially like what you brought up with, that sometimes they will tell you what they think you want to hear, which is just really annoying when you try to be very direct and honest with them.
There's literally been times when I've said to people, I'm open to all possibilities, just tell me what you want so I know what to expect. And they still are not upfront about what they want. And it's like, come on, I'm telling you, whatever you want, it's cool. I was about to say I'm easy, but like...
But like, it's true though.
Don't be fucking rude.
I think as well, the reason a lot of Japanese people hide their intentions is because for some of them, it's like they're just excited by the fact that you're a foreigner. They only want to be with, like, hook up with you or whatever because you're a foreigner, and obviously they're not going to say that to you, like, your face.
Okay, now I'm getting triggered because I'm remembering the coffee date. So another thing as well is sometimes they kind of want to show you off as like, oh, look at the foreigner that I'm dating or hanging out with. I definitely had that experience where I went to a coffee shop date, thought it was like, oh, this is a cute little thing, and then it turns out the guy used to work there. Like 90% of the people working there knew him. And so obviously they were asking, oh, who's this girl, blah, blah, blah. So it was just like, I was like a trophy wife?
Yes, I am the trophy wife. I love it. It's a really good feeling.
Kind of.
A one-day trophy wife?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it was not...
I remember you telling me
about that. It was not a good
that.
time. Yeah, I was really not here for that, so...
The next thing we noted down was, like, obviously... other side of the world, there are big cultural differences, and the sort of attitude that people have towards dating is very different. We were talking about it, and you brought up the point that you think the really intense work culture in Japan really affects that. You had some like really definitely valid thoughts.
People work crazy hours here. They don't really get to see whoever they're dating or their girlfriend or whatever that often, that the lines between kind of a serious and a casual relationship kind of blur out then. I kind of feel like people here see it all just one thing. I know they have there's some people who do it here with the whole confession, where immediately it's like they ask you right off the bat, do you want to be a girlfriend, boyfriend? Or other times where it's casual, but they kind of treat it like it's a serious relationship, but it's not really. So everything's kind of just
blurred together.
Completely. And it gets very confusing as someone who, I think in the West, we're a lot more direct. If we're like, okay, what is this? I have a friend who was ranting to me about that the other day, so I'm not gonna go into details about that. But
give us names. Because of that whole like blurred lines kind of thing, we think that that's why it's not like acceptable, but it's a lot less unacceptable to cheat in Japan.
Oh god. Yeah.
Also, a lot of the people that replied to my Instagram post we're talking about that. Boys on Tinder openly looking for no strings attached relationship because they got a GF. Oh my god, this one as well. Just pictures of ramen or heavy snow app filtered face on dating app profile.
Okay, seriously, can they stop doing that?
And girls, like, I've heard this from a lot
that.
of people. People just don't put pictures of themselves on Tinder, but they'll put like 10 pictures of random stuff. The boundaries of cheating are more lenient.
Pretty much, yeah. I just find it very interesting how kind of easily people will admit to having cheated on previous.
Yeah, like so many people are just like, wild. It's not a big deal, it's just what I do.
Yeah, and you're like, okay. So
the next point we put is a very obvious one, and that is the language barrier. Because, they don't really speak English here so much.
Nihongo wa karimasen.
So one thing that we've noticed we have a difference in is how strict we are with in terms of, I guess, what level of English we expect from people before we agree to meet them.
I'm hella strict. Like, I've seen how a few of my friends kind of go on Tinder and they just kind of swipe and stuff. I'm very like, no, I have certain rules. These guys gotta fit into them. If they don't, like, bye. Like, I ain't got time for that. So they need to at least have like a sentence or two on their Tinder bio. Otherwise, I just swipe on them.
In English.
Yeah, in English. And because of that, I might not get to meet as many guys and go on dates. But the guys I have met have been actually like quite fluent in English.
Us particularly are near big cities. They're much more internationalized than anywhere else in Japan. So you do find more English-speaking Japanese people in the really, really big cities.
Yeah.
On the other end of the scale. Well, first of all, like, I've gotten kind of a little bit more strict with it recently. Probably not as much as you, but like, I am much more lenient, I guess, in general.
Oh my god, yeah.
No need to call me out like that, Perla, you cheeky shit.
In the beginning, there's been times when I'm chatting to someone on an app in full English, it's all good, and then I meet them and I realise they've been using Google Translate the whole time. They don't speak English. Yeah. It's a real awkward, like, coffee before I'm like, well, I'm gonna go now, bye. If they don't speak really good English and they don't know any slang, or you struggle to have good banter with them and properly just like joke around and stuff. You can't really do that with like surface level English. And like, my Japanese isn't good enough to ever really have a conversation in Japanese. I don't think I'm ever going to be as strict as you. Because like...
drag me.
Damn right, I'll drag you. Two can play at this game.
Because like, in my experience, even if I haven't found someone that I want to like date or whatever, who's like not been great at English, I have like made some good friends, Japanese friends that way, from like going on a date, and maybe their English isn't great, so I'm not really into them that way, but we get on, we have fun, we'll go drinking, whatever. I find as well that like, when I do find people that speak really, really good English, a lot of the time the reason they speak really, really good English is because they want to leave Japan and move to another country. So it's like, oh great, I'm really clicking with this person, I really like this person, and it's like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
So it's like, that sucks. Do you have anything else?
No, because I'm doing good. The wine starts hitting you.
Yeah. Yes, we're all jealous. No need to rub it in our face. Okay. So the next point is much more specific. A lot of Japanese people in the LGBT plus community are very much in the closet and like really, really deep in there. Obviously, like, the culture and attitude towards that whole community here is very different from the West. It's kind of like people aren't like super against it. They're just like, don't talk about it. Keep to yourself, which obviously isn't a positive thing, but like, people aren't actively like hating on the community and stuff, at least from my impression of it so far. Anyway, that might not be a deal breaker for some people, but I know for a lot of people in the West who are out, that is a deal breaker. The last sort of big general point.
Pour one out.
Yeah.
Pour one out for the people who live in the Anaka.
If you look in his eyes, and this is what drew me to him, he's a man I used to work with.
Real talk.
If you're in the countryside, you can pretty much forget about dating. This video's irrelevant to you. You should just stop watching now.
Like, don't come into my house and insult me. There's no better place than this house. Right, Frank? Right, boyfriend?
Like, I actually know, real talk though, because I have a friend who lives out. Like, she's one of my really good friends, and she lives out in the countryside, and damn, it's rough. Like,
all the young people, they want to move to the cities.
Yeah.
So if you're like looking for someone young, the chances are they're gonna be another ALT, and I feel like I know that you are like hard pass on that.
No. Like, yeah, I ain't about that ALT hookup life. Like, I ain't. No.
Yeah, no, that's just like pouring yourself some tea that you're gonna knock over later.
If I do this, you gotta go! Oh my god!
See, I don't like that.
I guess we've just been blessed by the jet gods where we're at.
Yeah, because we're like so near, so we're not even near one city, we're near a bunch of cities, so we have options.
No, it's honestly the fucking best.
What's the worst date that you've had in Japan?
It's that coffee date.
That coffee date?
No,
that
it's like,
coffee date.
yeah, it's gotta be that. Oh my god.
I've always thought of the term trophy wife as being something positive.
Oh my god.
I think my worst date was like, I think I told you about it, was that one dude that like...
Oh god. Yes, I know what you're talking. I know what you're gonna say.
That's already all it took, but like...
Because it fucking scared me.
The conversation's kind of mad. There's like a number of like small red flags through the date, but I'm like, I'm just gonna stick it out, like whatever. But then where it's like... I mentioned like a fight I had with my ex, and then he said he got into like a physical fight with his ex one time, and I kind of like joked very like lightheartedly, kind of like, oh, did you start that, ha ha ha, not like that, but like, and then he was basically like fully serious, just like, yeah, and then quote, this is a quote, it was really annoying when he called the police. Finished the drink I was on, and very quickly it's like, well, I'm gonna leave now. Bye. And then swiftly blocked him online like a minute later after we said bye. I'm not seeing anyone right now, but I have had like a number of good experiences. You know, there is hope. Like, obviously this video is specifically about the problems, but there are good things as well. Anyway, that's my current situation, but Perla.
I'm actually currently seeing someone, and so far it's in the early stages, but so far so good. So, like Jakub was saying, there is hope. Like, not every guy is gonna be shady as fuck.
I've met him, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of my daughter for finding a good suitor. I think that's a good point to end it on, nice and positive.
Alright.
So yeah, thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you want to see more, then subscribe.
Hey.
And I will see you next time. Bye.